What to do when you are stuck and experiencing pain and loss. So, who you are is this human being, yeah? And you were programmed or experienced stuff in your life that's in your field that is separating you from your higher consciousness where you are happy and in love. Because this is you not being super conscious of your heart. So this barrier is truly you sorting through your codependencies, your attachments to this field in order to break free into this field. Because the divine realm, this is the divine realm, the crown, you being happy, successful, abundant, in love, and being able to share and radiate that love outward. But instead, you're trapped going inward in negative emotion. And what is that negative emotion? It's always, always, always not love. So the feelings that you're feeling, the thoughts that you're thinking are hurting your heart and making you sad because it is not love, it's codependency. So we must mourn the loss of whatever is lost. That relationship, the job, the whatever is falling through. All of it is born from a place of not love and lack, and something you'll find later in life when you have let go of those attachments and allow yourself to go up that upward spiral into this happy place really requires love. Self-love is the only way out. So that self-love has to do with you not being defined by this person, by this job, by this XYZ checklist that you were given, that you were told is somewhere out here that you need to attain. You know, it's really in here, this heart. Your love, your happiness is within you. It comes from the source within you. So when you open your heart and allow that love or light to flow in you, and you nurture yourself with self-love, then you keep going up this consciousness spiral through this wall of separation between you, sad you, and happy and fulfilled and loving you. Because these are basically two different people. This is operating from an ego that you were programmed with, that you inherited, that you experience over your life, your hardships, your disconnection, your separation from love. Because we were all born into a codependent reality. So we were not taught to honor our feelings and follow our heart and that voice inside of us. Because if we did, we would not conform to the system. We would literally break the system. So it is going from literally the Matrix, from Thomas Anderson, who's like, there's got to be more to this. What is the Matrix? To Neo, to where you're realizing that reality isn't exactly what you think it is. This reality that you're experiencing is fear-based, it's control-based. And that is through, the reputation and your network and the way, what you're supposed to be, rather than who you are. And who you are is this loving, compassionate person. And in order to become that person, we have to start going yin and bringing it in to our heart center, our feminine, and embracing our emotions and our feelings. So growth, pain is a prerequisite to growth. You remember growing up, you had growing pains? Same as when you're an adult, but we aren't taught that. But if you're experiencing a lot of pain, that is your opportunity to alchemize it into love. That is your opportunity to listen to that pain, because your pain is whatever your not love mind is telling you, your mind. Because your mind is not listening to your heart, because your heart is always, oh, let's go get an ice cream. Let's go take ourselves on a date. I love you. Let's go be connected in nature. Let's go connect. Let's go talk to a friend about our feelings. Someone who understands what I'm going through. That connection, connecting with other people who are emotionally intelligent, that's where it's at. So if you think that you're going to find this love from that person that was not happy and not bringing you happiness and that's not going to happen, because the love is inside of you, and this happy person is a match to another happy person who is also love. You cannot be in that love in which you want to be without finding that love within you first. The love for who you are and your specialness. And your specialness comes through your feelings. Your feelings are indicators of how in alignment you are with your heart and your soul. So if you are not in alignment with that, you're experiencing resentment, you're experiencing bitter feelings. And what we have to do is forgive and understand our own feelings and not blame external experiences. And that's how we give our power back. So codependency is putting your power on everything externally. This person, this event, this experience. And oh, we can't be happy because all of this horrible stuff exists, and it does. But you don't have to resonate with it anymore. You can turn inward, meditate, quiet the mind, and journal your feelings and get really in tune with your feelings. And you can start alchemizing and spiraling up. And, every time you discover a quality within yourself by listening and feeling your pain, then you go get yourself an ice cream. Or a childhood thing, if it was a childhood thing that came up. Like for me, it was like going and getting Captain Crunch, right? Because I didn't get Captain Crunch really as a kid, and I'm an adult now. I can get Captain Crunch. Like that is just, I'm gonna get myself a treat. I'm gonna take myself on a walk. I'm gonna be nice to myself. I'm gonna talk kindly to myself. Because all you are is experiencing yourself and your own inner feelings and your own inner thoughts. And that is hurting you. That's what's hurting you. So what we do is we love our own feelings. We truly love our feelings because they're indicators of what's not working and what's not in alignment with us. If something outside of you is causing you pain, bring the attention and energy back to you and alchemize that into bringing the power back into you and finding the loving quality within yourself. Because you don't really want to hate that person and be bitter and be miserable. You don't want that. What you want is to be happy. So the most important thing to know is that there are truly two energies that the world operates on. And it is love and fear. And this is you happy, and this is you not happy, okay? And this person knows their worth. They know that they are important. They know that they are deserving of love. They know that they are unique and different and special. And they honor themselves. And fear keeps us trapped in a box. This is what stuck is. We feel stuck. Now, how do we break out of that? We just literally go and do something nice for ourselves. Go on a walk. Go leave all our problems for a minute and do something nice for ourselves. Or we listen to what these feelings are telling us and shift it back over to love, because we can either think loving thoughts that create this happy person, or we can feel these sad thoughts, which is fear always based, and we have to feel it in order to release it. When we feel our feelings and can release it, we start becoming free of this box, and we start moving in this direction. And this is the place we want to be, right? And in order to get through this wall of separation, first of all, we have to understand that fear is an illusion, but it is also helpful for us in our expansion, because this is the hero's journey. And we have to expand in consciousness in order to be this whole and complete knowing thyself person. Fear is you not knowing yourself. Love is you knowing who you are. So as you work through all of this, and you keep moving to this, every time you do, you regain a part of yourself. And it's like bringing the pieces of you back to yourself. It is literally remembering yourself. You have to remember that you are born and came from the great creator, divine realms. And when you are the most aligned with who you are and your soul and your spirit and your energy and the force that gives you life, you are more like this. So this is you pinching yourself off from that. And it is not conscious. And this is why we become conscious, and why it's important to become conscious of our feelings. We are becoming conscious of what is fear and what is separation and what is love. And that's the journey that we have to do within. It's an inside job. And as you start feeling less, a victim to the world, right? And you probably did experience some, but if you alchemize that victim to the hero, through your own self-love and empowerment, you become the hero of your own life. When you know yourself and you know that those things that you experienced, this isn't necessarily true, and you start consciously choosing that this is who you are, that's the transformation. Just going through those in order to go more into this and more into this and more into this, because this is who you are. You are love. This is what we weren't taught, right? We were not taught that we are literally love, like the life force that gives you life, to be able to consciously comprehend this. When you are in tune to that, it feels like love. It feels like life force. You feel alive, you feel energized. And here you feel stuck and you feel in very low energy, because it is the lower energy. So moving through your lower feelings, your lower energies, your attachments, your codependencies, and continue to bring the power back to you, because this is who you are. And I'm just reminding you, because here you forget. You forget that this is you. This is you. So this is literally separation from who you really are. And that separation is caused by limiting beliefs that you were given, programming, separation. You were probably taught that you have to do X, Y, Z in order for happiness. And then you get there and you're like, well, that didn't freaking work. Because you're becoming conscious of the pain that other people before you didn't deal with. You inherited that. You inherited it from your family. And if you're a feeler, you probably absorbed it and are feeling this. But you have this power, your feelings. They're so powerful. You have this power to consciously choose, because you have free will and the power of choice. That is your God-given right as a human being. You can choose love. And furthermore, this is important, we are taught that God is a fearful thing. This is the fear God that a lot of, if you were Christian, you were taught God is this man that is like mean and shit, and you have to like, and you have to atone to your own, whatever. But God is not fear. God is love. Your soul, the primordial life force that flows through you, is literally the feeling of love. And that is feminine and masculine. It is both, and that is why it manifests in all of life in perfect duality and harmony. And humans are the only species that lives out of balance with that ecosystem of life. So, and why is it? Because we were taught that there was a fear God. So we're living in this illusion, right? And which is a separation, comparison, judgment. And that's what keeps us stuck. You have to love yourself more than comparing yourself to other people that might seem more progressed than you in certain areas, because you have your own life path. Your own life path is unique to you, because if you're someone who is becoming conscious of this and feeling pain, you are being asked to consciously grow. To consciously grow into your divine, your greater self. And that is love. That is your empowered self. And it is not so much of like, this is fear, of course, but it's not so much of, oh, I'm fearless. I used to think I was fearless. Nope, you're not fearless. And fear serves a purpose, right? But what is true and real and who we are is love. And fear is our growth. We use that. We use our pain, and we make everything in our lives serve us. So what you do when you become the alchemist or the phoenix is you take all of that negative shit and you transmute it back to love. And they used to call women who did that witches and burn them all at the stake. And they used to call it heresy and empowered people. Well, gone are those days. Like it's a joke, right? It's a joke, the world that we live in, that is so not loving and so detached from love that we can't unsee it anymore. This is it. Fear or love. So we start embracing love more, and that is compassion for yourself, for your feelings. And when you have compassion for yourself, you have compassion for others, like healthy compassion. We're moving out of empathy, and that is feeling other people's pain and taking it in as our own. And what we do, because we have it now, the only way to get rid of it is to alchemize it into love. Transformation. Love and transformation. Christos, which is unconditional love for yourself, and transformation of all of this into that. That is the way to your higher, your creator, your artist self. And this person is aware of the illusion, aware of the dream, aware of the suppression, and they rose above it. It doesn't affect them anymore. They can speak freely. They can be who they are, and so can you. It took me over a decade to understand the wall of separation and to go on this hero's journey so I could learn every religion, every spiritual practice that's offered, and a ton of ancient lessons and all of this wisdom that has been hidden on the planet. And that's another thing to talk about. Because when you understand the history, you'll understand why we're going through what we're going through right now. To whittle it down to actual usable stuff. Because all religion was made by man, right? And all feminine practices of paganism and your relations to the earth and highly intelligent civilizations that were killed and colonized in the name of the fear god. When all of that was based on, they literally took a guy, right, who taught this, and they made it into this. It's incredible. It's really incredible. So either way, we are moving here, and it is quite possible. It just requires a change of perspective and shifting your energy, moving through your feelings and returning to love every single time. And you just keep going through it. And every time you do, you raise in consciousness. And as you do, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And if something negative happens, it's like bloop, whatever. It's like a fly. But before, when I was crippled, like I couldn't even get out of bed. I was literally paralyzed in bed. The fear, the darkness, all the negative shit I had been through was like consuming me. So meditation, journaling, being with yourself, not looking for that love externally, and then being honest with yourself, open with yourself, and sharing your feelings and talking through them. Because what this person is emotionally intelligent. They know themselves. Know thyself. When you know yourself, you know God. You know love. And that is what God actually is. It's in you. It's within you. You are literally God experiencing itself. And that is how much God or love you are letting in to yourself and your life, and how much you're choosing that over fear. And what does it take? It takes courage. It takes courage to say how you feel, because you were fear-mongered that it was bad and that you're going to get hurt or punished, to stand up for what you believe in, or to say how you really feel, or to express yourself. This is the path of the hero's journey, and it takes courage. It takes courage to love yourself. It takes courage to embody love. But it takes devotion to yourself, because you love yourself. This is the Pentacle of Venus, self-love. I bought it from a witch in Salem 10 years ago. I had no idea I'd be going on a journey, a whole long hero's journey, so I could come and help people with this, because it is the most important teaching, in my opinion, on the entire planet. It's literally the teaching of our freedom. This is called the Great Freedom in the Bible, but it's called eternal life in Egyptology. It's called heaven on earth, whatever. But heaven and hell is what you feel inside of yourself. And when you're feeling this way, you feel dead. It feels like hell, because that's what fear is. It is pinching you off from your life force, and it is making you feel dead inside. And when you realize that you're operating in this box because you're afraid to be who you really are, because you're afraid to express yourself to whatever, because you're afraid of the world. You have to take this disempowerment, and empower yourself through the courage of being your own fucking hero, because no one can be the hero for you. The hero's journey is you becoming the hero for yourself. And when you become the hero of yourself, you become the Holy Mother, the Holy Father. You become, this is the rites of passage, right? This is the maiden. And they go on this journey and they become wise. And that wise person becomes the great leader of the family, becomes the great leader in their community, becomes someone who is a blessing to the world. But you can't change the world in this fear state. And you can't be that person that you want to be. Your only reason why you're craving this is because your soul is calling you to it. Your soul is calling you to union. Your heart and your feelings are your indicator, and they're forcing you forward. So, this is the only way. Choosing love over and over and over again, and feeling your feelings and letting that guide you back to center, back to yourself, where you take all the energy and the power that you are giving away to your reality and to your system, and you take all of that power and you give it back to yourself, because you are the only one who has the power in your life. You're the only one responsible for your own energy. So it is energetics, getting really into your energy and your connection with this energy, which is more of a receiving energy. This, you're working for love, you're working for love. It's yang, 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 yang. It's the yang not listening to the heart. So it's always, the heart is the source of all of your energy and life force. So when you get in tune with that, it knows, she knows, your intuition knows. So if you stop your mind, meditate, and listen to this, it's going to take you on the next step forward, because your life is a journey. And if you're not doing it, you're going to feel like that. Your life is a journey. You didn't come here to just sit and be miserable. You came here to go on the journey and to feel alive. And that growth is what makes you feel alive. That wisdom, that knowing who you are, that understanding of the world, the wisdom that people, society is lacking and needs more of. There used to be rites of passage in ancient cultures. And we just stopped that. And this rites of passage is mandatory for becoming a man and becoming a woman. And a lot of women complain, men are boys, because they haven't done that hero's journey. And a lot of men are complaining that women are blah, and blah, 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 blah. This is literally masculine and feminine. So it is the union of that inside of yourself. So stop blaming the world and other people, because that is not how you change the world. You change the world by changing what's going on in here. Finding peace within yourself.